Hello and welcome to this presentation of Minor League Tag Pro Playoffs, the Equidistant 8. We have got a matchup between the Roamin Swipes and the Snow Angles. The pick ban phase has just been completed. The two teams are about to get underway. We'll get to that in just a sec. I'm your host, Von Bach. Joined alongside me is co-commentator JJ Poole. JJ, what are you looking forward to tonight?
Looking forward to a nice matchup between these two good teams. We have the 3 seed Snow Angles versus the 5 seed Roman Swipes. These two teams met the regular season and they split. So it should be another hopefully good matchup. There has been a bit of a roster turnover for Snow Angles since their matchup. In I think it was week 4, week 5 they played each other. The Snow Angles had Q42. But in between then and now, they have traded Q42 for Refined. We'll see if that has any impact on the matchup. I think you said the pick bans are done. Do we know what maps are going on? Is that correct?
Yes, the pick bans are now complete. The first game will be on Jardim. I'll have the pictures in just a second. Game number 2 will be on MERALD. And game number 3, if we get there, is going to be on Dash, the new version of Rush. So I'll get that updated on my scoreboard real quick. But what do you think about those maps?
I think Roman Swipes picked Jardim first, and I think that was what we were expecting coming in. Roman Swipes went 2-0 this season on Jardim, including a win over Snow Angles in week 5. I'm sure that played a part in them picking Jardim here. And then Snow Angles ended up picking MERALD, and then the last one, which was essentially picked by Snow Angles based on their, or no, it would have been Roman Swipes made the last ban, Transilio, to pick Dash. So on MERALD, what was the Snow Angles pick? They actually went 1-1 this season with a plus minus of 1. They lost in our stream on week 1 against the Mooper Pings by 7 caps. And since then, they've had a ton of roster turnover. They've added Prism, and they have added Refined, as I've said. And then in week 7, this is probably why they picked MERALD. They felt real good on it in week 7. They beat Bubble Balls by 8 caps. So that was the last game that they played of the regular season. So they probably felt good on Jardim, or on MERALD, excuse me, going into the playoffs. And then Dash, No Angles actually went 2-0 on that one, plus minus of 3, and Roman Swipes split going 1-1. It looks like we are launching into the game.
Three, two, one.
Quick cat for beast mode. Another one. Great pitch for Messi. Messi is taking the momentum from playing and winning last night in the majors playoffs into tonight with a nice early cap. I think it's 2 grabs and 2 caps for Roman Swipes. They also didn't do the team abbreviations, so it's going to take me a split second to figure out which team I'm talking about each time. I think with the 3 map picks that we have, Jardim, MERALD, and Dash, very quick paced maps, so it should be good for the viewers tonight. We've already seen a couple caps happen very quickly here on Jardim. might wait for power-ups. Squeeb has been very good this season. I think he led the league in prevent, I believe.
And a nice cap
We
from
have another
Kamikaze
cap.
with the tag pro on the flag. Goes flag pro and just caps it around the back wall. Good boost from him. Also, I realized I think my mic was off before that. So now you can actually hear me. Yay. You could hear JJ before, I believe.
Talking to myself.
Yeah. But
Seemed
they're-
like Roman Swipes was gonna miss their chance there, where they tried to get a tag pro lead grab, didn't quite work out a couple times, but then Kami ended up taking it himself with the tag pro.
Beast Mode with another grab boost right in. Wow. Very quick. 4-0 in just 3 minutes are the Roman Swipes ahead. They've really, I think at the beginning of the season, a few weeks ago, they were looking like they might miss the playoffs, but then a great end to the season, winning, I believe, at least 4 games in a row, and now an
5
early
games.
lead, 5 games, and now a tag pro lead with a rolling bomb on the flag. This should be another cap. Ooh, Prism, no, gets the kiss. Well done from Prism.
OD there. Even that the chasers for Roman Swipes there seemed to all dive in on the return and weren't covering up the second grab.
Yeah, definitely. I think the defenders could have played that better to watch out for the handoff for Prism. But they're still up by 4, can't be too mad. Obviously, very early in this game, but all the caps so far have just been very quick base to base. As Beast Mode again, he's out past maybe 4. If the boost was there, unfortunately it spawns underneath him. And he will get returned.
Mode has had a couple caps, as Squeeb might have a chance for a cap.
Past 3, if they have the block on Beast Mode, I think they do. That bomb from Kamikaze tried to push Squeeb back, but I think it actually ended up hurting his own teammates, pushing his own teammates further behind. And so the first cap of the game for the Snow Angles, that's what they need to stay in this one. Just need to remind themselves they can get on the scoreboard. 4 caps, Jardim, that's nothing.
Yeah, we saw it. I think it was last week, or was it 2 weeks ago on Jardim, where we had a couple last-second caps in the game that we were covering.
Yep. Very, very high-scoring map. Very quick. Of course, it's a long game. We could be here for 3 games. That's up to 60 minutes of Tag Pro. Can't let a few bad minutes get in your head. Another opportunity from Messi. He doesn't have the angle to the boost, though, and he's going to get returned.
I think Jardim is a good map for Roman Swipes. Obviously, they think so as well because they picked it. We've, by happenstances, Beast Mode is out, but Refined will have a tag pro and OD. We've covered the Roman Swipes game the last couple of weeks just by happenstance, and Exile has been standing out to me as being very good, kind of like in the quote-unquote midfield. And on maps like Jardim and Dash and Emerald, the flag's almost always out. So I think Exile will be a key tonight of just kind of controlling the midfield, staying ahead, doing kind of the smart plays. Where I think Squeeb and Prism are very good in base, but I don't think they're on Exile's level out in the open field.
Yep, we'll see. That'll be a key to the game for Roman Swipes. It's a nice snipe from Messi to keep the flag in base for the most part. Refined from the handoff. Gets between Messi and Exile, but he's not gonna get between the OD players.
He tried to play anti there, but I don't know if he was going for the pup or he just took that as consolation, as Frozen got out against Messi's anti and ended up capping.
Yeah, Exile was off the flag trying to get the power up, and I think Kamikaze a bit too hard and the boost was there. So it makes it 4-2. And
Ancient
a reset.
back.
Prism looking to come in, still has 3 players up to go up against, not going to be able to do anything out of that. And Exile, see if you can get a reset. Nice move from Frozen. He's going to be past Exile. Ooh, and a couple bad grabs. Frozen, can he get to the flag? No, not. Oh, no. He was a pixel away from it. I think if he was just sitting on the flag tile, he might have had the cap.
Interesting. I don't know about you. I haven't really seen Frozen and Refined together. They've only played the last couple of weeks. Both of them are top 5 in caps as Kamikaze pushes it. Both of them are top 5 in caps, but it's a little easier to be top 5 in caps when you weren't playing together the whole season. As Prism is going to come in, but Beast Mode
Ooh.
just barely gets the return.
Great play from Beast Mode. Last one alive and needed to avoid the tag bro, so he just rushes right at Prism for the return. But yes, Frozen, over the course of the season, there have been a number of changes, as you mentioned earlier, for this Snow Angles team. They had, I believe it was Crowman to start the season. They had Q42 as a pickup. They had a couple weeks where they just had a sub.
Gist.
Yeah, that's right. But once they settle down, they now have not as much chemistry as other teams might have, but still very solid all around. All the players are very good. Power up spawning. Beast Mode's going to try to come into base, but Tag Pro goes over. Good kiss for the angles, and Tag Pro lead now for Frozen. Has to watch out for the snipe behind him. Beast Mode has the team tiles, which will get him ahead at least. Ooh,
Oh, that was
almost a nice boost.
great quarter.
Yeah. Prism just gonna go Flag Pro, and we'll get sniped from Exile, and that'll be a reset. Still a 2-cap lead for the Roamin Swipes, but they haven't capped in a while. I feel like the momentum has shifted a bit towards the Snow Angles.
They've definitely gained control. It seemed they gave up 2 in the first 30 seconds, and then since then it's been tied.
Yep, as we head to the final minute now of this first half, Exile, see if he doesn't wait for the power up, instead tries to push it in, and Frozen's gonna get a free tag pro from the right side. The last power up will come up on the left. It'll be another tag pro, this one for the Roamin Swipes though. Tag pro lead from Frozen, but now it's Refined who needs to stay alive. Oh no! Unlucky corner, and that's gonna be a cap for Kamikaze.
Gotta be disappointing when you get a tag pro and you have a tag pro lead, and then you end up giving one up. That's always the risk with your tag pro leads.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate on that bounce, but also I think once you see that the other team has a tag pro, you should probably just not rush it in as he did. Tag pro got a couple of kills in base on the defenders to let Kamikaze get out of base. At that point, you just have to run and take your losses and avoid the cap, but unfortunately he wasn't able to. But as this half ends, the final score will be 5-2. Roamin Swipes take the lead. 2 caps each for Beast Mode and Kamikaze.
Definitely a good start for Roamin Swipes. Control in the beginning. Kind of lost momentum, as we were saying, in the middle, but a nice cap there at the end to hopefully push them into the second half. Power ups that half. Blue team was Roamin Swipes. So Roamin Swipes had 11 power ups to 7 for Snow Angles, 3 tag pros for Roamin Swipes, 4 for Snow Angles. So Snow Angles got the tag pro luck that half. As we saw in that last play, didn't seem to work out quite in their favor. A lot of prevent there. Roamin Swipes. About a minute 20 more hold.
Yep, and looks like we're going to take just a minute break as Roamin Swipes will take a second. Oh no, okay, never mind. They say they're ready. Oh, no, Messi's not ready. No one knows. Just a second. I mean, this is, now that we've made it to the playoffs, the season goes by so quickly, just 7 weeks of the regular season. But now it's do or die. You need to win these games or else your season is over.
Simple as that.
Yep, I know there. So the first game, I believe. So let's see. The early game was IBS against Young Hotties, I think.
Yeah,
That
IBS
game.
actually won in OT on Willow in game 1.
Interesting. So that'll be a good game to follow. And the other 2 games, the other 2 matchups will be going on concurrently with this one. let's see, Mex has the game Bottle Otters versus Outpast, and Aaron is streaming the Bubble Balls versus the Mumble Cappers. So you can definitely pull up a lot of interesting matchups going on. Roman Swipes take a bit of an upset according to the standings, at least. They were the lower seed. Take half number one here on Jardim.
I think the Bottle Otters Outpass game is definitely going to be interesting. Outpass is definitely taking a hit, losing balls to you, but they're still a good team. I think Zig and Ermigo are a very good kind of duo, and they've been playing well all season, along with Someday, obviously. And Bottle Otters seem to have turned it on second half of the season. I think that's definitely going to be a good matchup.
Yeah, I think there's also some psychology. The Bottle Otters actually played Outpass last week in week 7, and they swept
Yes.
them. And then they decided, because now with the past few seasons, I think have done this with the first round, the higher seed gets to choose their opponent of the lower seeds, and they just choose the team who's has over the season has looked a bit better, but they just beat them, so they have the confidence with them there.
Outpass looked very, very strong first half. Still, like I said, they've kind of missed they lost half a step, balls to you leaving, but they're still a quality team. And like you said, picking them, maybe it's just psychology and from the last week momentum, but it should be a good matchup that's going on right now.
Yep, and it looks like we're looking for a game at least, trying to start the second half. I realize now I forgot to tell them to change their names again, so maybe they didn't. If not, I assume they will switch sides, but hopefully I'll tell them next time so the jerseys will be on. Um, just because
Maybe
it
we're
looks
going
cool.
back to group. I don't know.
Yeah,
Alerting
I'll
for
go
me.
back to group now. Yeah, okay, everyone's back.
Both of our teams in this matchup, Roman Swipes and Snow Angles, are on big win streaks to end the season. Touched on before, Roman Swipes have won 5 in a row, and Snow Angles themselves have won 4 in a row. So whoever loses here is gonna break their streak.
Yep, and I did see, it looks like they do have the team names up. Hopefully that means, yes, look at that. Amazing. We got some jerseys on, and we'll cut to that. So, yeah, okay, my scoreboard's up. Right, okay, so the Roman Swipes now on the red side, holding on to a 3-cap lead from half number 1. See if they can hold on to it, or if a comeback is in play for the Snow Angles.
You saw their exile bombed beast mode from the red team tiles down into the flag, and that always just makes me miss having power-ups spawn at the start of the games and all the little tricks and stuff that you would do off of your spawns and the boosts and the bombs to go and get power-ups. That was always
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, back when everyone would just be refreshing at the beginning because you need to be as close to
Yes.
the mid power up as you can. Ooh, a nice bomb from Refined. He's gonna be out of base. Pass 2. Blocks. Ooh,
Oh,
nearly had the split box. Beast mode just barely clips him though. And Kamikaze managed to spike himself. That was a bit odd. Maybe he's dealing with some lag. Boost straight in.
wow.
Oh my goodness, what a boost from
Good
Frozen.
boost.
Just like that, cuts the lead down to 2 and gets
He's
another
out
grab.
again.
Unfortunately,
Messi also grabs when the power-ups come up.
yeah, unfortunately, the grab for Frozen did give up the Tag Pro, but a Juke Juice is there for Squeeb to keep reset. At least for now. Ooh, Beast Mode gets around Prism. Does he have the angle? Not quite. The momentum, not enough.
Split.
Yeah, so the Snow Angles were actually the higher seed. I believe they were the 3 seed, and the
Right.
Roman
Yep.
Swipes were the 5 seed heading into this matchup. Oh, and the boost bounce for Kamikaze, that should be a cap. Goes right around and recovers the lost cap from earlier.
Yeah, I believe Snow Angles had the choice between Roman Swipes and Mumble Cappers, I believe, and they picked Roman Swipes to play. I
Yeah,
think Mumble Cappers are the 8 seed, but they happened that nobody 1 through 3 wanted to pick them, so they fell to play the 4 seed.
see, that was definitely interesting to see. the Momo Cappers, I think people are like afraid of Dope mainly. Dope is, all-star player, has been for a number of seasons, and as the captain of Momo Cappers, he's always dangerous in the playoffs. But even though they're the 8th seed, they were not selected until, sort of by default, were chosen to play the Bubble Balls. Refine trying to come into base now. Ooh, Squeak goes out for the block. Somehow he's still alive, but it's not going to be for long enough. Ooh, and refresh. Looks like some lag issues going on for both teams, maybe. Kamikaze looked like he might have some earlier.
Kamikaze had some issues last week when we were streaming their game.
Yeah. Hopefully,
we are past the 15-minute mark of the hour, so there shouldn't be as many people playing.
Yeah, but there's another refresh from Kamikaze. I forgot about the event. That's true. This should be the last. It's the last day of the event, right? So
yes,
shouldn't be too much after this. Ooh, somehow Frozen's alive. They can get a return in the next couple seconds. Prism's
getting super aggressive.
Ooh, but unfortunately, all 3 Roman swipes are just there surrounding, so Frozen's not going to be able to get a cap.
That was good coverage there by Roman swipes. When they hide in the corner there, that's about as good of a job as you can do.
Yeah, and the important thing there is, as soon as your own fly carrier dies, ooh, nice grab from Refine, by the way, be ready to grab, because, the Tag Pro lead, the Tag Pro protector, is not ready to get the handoff, so.
Yeah, and hopefully you have some communication there from your team.
Yep.
Telling you you're about to die.
Ooh, nice bomb. Squeeb's gonna be past just 2, I think. Messi has the angle on him. Yeah, and he pushes. It's never gonna happen there. 1v2 blocks.
Oh, Frozen got the view because he didn't grab the Tag Pro right away.
Yeah, once in a while you get that where if someone spawns right before you grab the Tag Pro, you can still see where they're spawning when you grab it, so he snipes them right before he spawns. And now Tag Pro spawning in base, can't get the right kill though. But still Kamikaze having lag issues. Now Prism coming in, past 2. Again, good OD from the Roman swipes.
Sure, I didn't check the group. I'm not sure if there were subs ready. Especially for playoffs, if I was a captain, I would make sure we had subs ready.
Yeah, I think technically G-Leg or Gleg, I don't know, the egg ball player is technically a sub. He's one of the DEPs for the snow angles, but Catalyst is, I believe, the sub for the Roman swipes. I believe he's played a couple of weeks.
Yes.
And now we're fine with a couple Tag Pro wins. This should certainly be a cap. It will. See if they can get another one. Refine's gonna try to rush back. Frozen gets forced into a grab. Ooh, missed snipe from beast mode. And now it's Kamikaze who has to boost ahead. Tag Pro from Squeeb gets 1 kill. This should be another cap, and it is. Cuts the lead down to 1 with 4 minutes to go.
Refine got the boost spawn, but just barely misses the cap. Still might have a chance.
Yep, somehow still alive. He's gonna wander around, see if he can coerce one of the defenders to get away from the flag. Gets past B mode. Can he split? Oh, great job from all around all the team. Refine reading the blocks, but it should be a counter cap. Oh, barely Exile gets there in time. And it was a tie game just briefly, but Roman Swipes do retain the lead now.
A round of power-ups.
Yeah, I think the Snow Angles have done pretty well in pups this round, but
oh wow,
my goodness. That's,
I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but that was a nice play.
I'm gonna call that luck. I mean, even that's a very risky play if you're trying to do that, but it works out as Messi not able to cap there. He does go flag pro again. Has 3 now. Ooh, Squeeb bites too hard, and Exile has the last block. Pushes the. Oh.
Ow.
That might be some lag. Yeah. But Beast Mode coming in. Ooh. Oh. Another boost into the spike. That's interesting tactics here from the Roman Swipes.
Yeah. I think that's how they drew it up at halftime.
Yeah. But after all that chaos, the Roman Swipes do.
Oh, there's another.
Oh my goodness! The third one in the last
the
30
other one
seconds.
That hasn't done it yet. Beast Mode? No, Beast Mode. Exile.
Exile, yeah. Oh my god! Another spike now that Poos his teammate. And a rolling bomb. Ooh, that
Oh.
might actually hurt Frozen. Barely stays alive.
It would have been a very disappointing double tap if he
Yeah.
boosts to get the power up. Oh,
Oh,
Prism.
boost spawn for Prism. Unfortunately, not lined up correctly. But still a chance as Beast Modes has a type pro lead. Messi can't stay alive
Oh,
for long enough.
I think Beast Mode bumped him.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was much he could do, but I think that's what caused Messi to get returned.
Yep, that puts it back as more refreshes. Unfortunately, there have been some lag issues. Sorry about that for all the players. But it is now, again, a 1-cap lead for the Roman Swipes. They're barely holding on. They've got 2 minutes to go, 2 more rounds of power-ups.
Yeah, I think it's all going to come down to power-ups here again.
Yeah, they've come up big. A couple, they had the double tag pro, the Snow Angles did, that gave him 1 cap. The last tag pro lead from Refine gave him another one. And they've won the first one. They've won them both. 2 juke juices.
Oh.
Ooh, and a couple spikes. If Frozen past Exile, he's not.
Frozen, it looked like he kind of slowed down there. I don't know if that was just me. It didn't seem like he was going all out.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, you know, as much as it seems like you want to go for it because you're so close and you would be past 4, I think you just have to realize that Exile has the angle on you there and you don't go for that because you still have the flag out of base with the juke juice. Oof. That's a risky boost.
Yeah, I think I would have just held it.
Yeah.
Make them come out a little bit.
It works out though, as Exile does get the anti into the reset. Nice boost combo from Frozen. He's going to be out. Does he have the boost around back? I think he does. He gets there, ties up the game with a minute to go. Oh my goodness.
Did that boost in that exact same, on that same wall twice in the first half, and then he gets beat on it as Kami's...
Kamikaze. Oh no, can't quite get there. Oh my goodness. Barely retains the tie. The Snow Angles holding on. They had a tie earlier in this half that was immediately countered by a counter cap. But now they're holding on to the tie. They're looking for their first lead of the game.
Where's the Exile spike? Unforced spike.
NDPs, they're just racking them up at this point.
Yes.
They'll take a kiss. Neither team is playing Ante. Oh, but Squeeb, huge reset. Big chance to refine it. Can he boost straight in? No.
Oh, wow.
If he boosts at the top half of the flag tile, that's actually a cap. 15 seconds now. Last couple chances. Prism's gonna pass 2. Oh, the grab for Kamikaze. No, Exile big on OD. The boost, I think 3 plays there. That's not gonna happen, and we are going to head into overtime. 6-3. We are gonna be tied at 8 on aggregate.
Exile came up big there a couple times on OD there at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Very nearly after Kamikaze was forced into the grab. It was 2v1 blocks on Exile, but Exile able to come out with it and save the game, and we are headed to overtime in game number 1.
Yes, and as some of you that are watching this might have seen in the first game tonight, IBS against Young Hotties, OT is 2 5-minute halves. And then if you have more caps than the other team after those 10 minutes, you obviously win. If we are tied, it's another set of 2 5-minute halves. In that second half there, Snow Angles dominated the power-ups, won 14 out of 18. Wow. And they won 6 of 8 tag pros.
Wow, that'll do it. Those are the makings of a comeback. Win the power-ups and by a landslide. Again, Messi, he's going to take his team. He's going to calm them down. You know, this is a big overtime going up. 1-0. Put yourself just 20 minutes away from heading to the final 4. The Foci 4, perhaps I should say. Giving his team a pep talk.
Snow Angles that last half had 1:40 more hold Roman swipes and were 3.5 minutes more prevent. We'll see if Snow Angles keep the power up coverage going into this overtime. It definitely helped them in that second half with the comeback.
Alright, and overtime is now beginning. Roman swipes, they'll stay on the red side, so I think my scoreboard's right. But this is, as JJ mentioned, 2 5-minute halves, so this overtime is not going to be the end. Even if one team has the lead after these 5 minutes, it's not over yet.
And then obviously, even when this overtime is over, this is still only game 1.
Right, yes,
Or
all this
game
work.
2, no matter what happens.
At the very least, this will be 30 minutes of Tag Pro, and it won't be over with just that. It will be at least a game number 2. Oh, Beast Mode, what a split. He's past 3 now, we're fine though. Nice OD there. Messi's gonna come in, goes for the boost, but Prism, smart play from Prism. Exile was like blocking him off the bomb, but he knew when to come off when Exile, or when Beast Mode was coming in.
See who owns this first round of power-ups. Grab from Kami.
Yep, in a shorter game, these 2 5-minute halves, the powers become more important. Any single one. Oh, and the boost spawn for Prism. They've got a couple kills. Exile, can he go big again? Yes, he can. Wow. A solo from Exile in Beast Mode with the reset.
Big play like that when you get 2 tag pros against you. Especially on this small of a map.
Yep. But again, yeah, with the shorter time, every single power-up could be the difference. It's such a close game. So far, it's been the Snowing Angels with the momentum. They've had the flag out of base for a lot longer. As we just saw, they won the pups. We see Beast Mode already going back for anti. We can't hold on to it though, as Frozen gets a grab. He's going to be past 2. He's going to go around back. Oh no! Wow. I wonder if that was a 0.25 immunity. That,
I think it was.
Yeah, after the flag's returned, if you're sitting on the flag tile, you actually need to be there for 0.25 seconds before you can cap it. Again sweeps past 3, and again 2 tag pros spawn. This time 1 goes over to the Roamin swipes though. And they'll kiss. This is dangerous for both regrabs as the tag pros are spawning.
I'm not sure why Messi backtracked there. It's a little weird to me. Maybe I missed something, but...
Frozen's coming in a sack. That's an easy sack. Beast Mode behind the flag. And the first cap of this overtime is going to go over to the Snow Angles.
So they're keeping their momentum from half 2. Now it seems that Exile's having some lag issues.
Yep, more refreshing. We'll just call it strats trying to spawn on anti, but who knows. He does actually sort of do that, perhaps getting a reset, unless Squeeb can get out. I think Squeeb will get out actually, so not quite. Again, the reset comes for the Snow Angles. First Prism on anti. Does get messy, but it's not quite quickly enough. Another tag pro spawning. This time it will again go over to the Snow Angles. So Squeeb's bomb kills 2.
I think they've had a tag pro every single round.
Yeah, there have been 6 total power-ups so far. 5 have been tag pros. Of those, 4 have gone over to the Snow Angles. See if they can get a cap off of it. Squeeb's gonna back up, wait for his tag pro lead. See if Messi and Exile should go for a grab there. I think they need to grab 2v1. Otherwise, they're just letting the tag pro lead him straight in.
The last split second of that tag pro got that tag. Clear out the base.
Yeah, maybe they were hoping it would run out in time, but unfortunately not quite. Oh my goodness, Frozen's still alive, but not out of base.
So I think this half is the first time that Snow Angles have led at all this game, and now they're up by 2 for the first time.
Yeah, definitely. They, you know, as we saw at the start of the game, they very quickly went behind 0-2, and they managed to come back in the second half, tied up towards the end, and now have a 2-cap lead with just a minute left in this first half of overtime.
Oh, no tag bros that round.
Yep, no tag bros. The one remaining power-up is going to be a juke juice on Messi, and they're just going to play 3D. Snow Angles say, we're going to see our lead and try to hold on to it. Beast Mode's going to send 3-0 to counter it, see if they can get out. Hand up to Exile, but Prism's out at the same time. Ooh, big solo from Kamikaze. Now Exile's past 2. Boost block, perhaps? Ooh, Exile, I think he might have had it with the boost block, but perhaps not on the same page. He was busy going for the right boost instead of trying to go for the cap. $12 seconds to go now in this first half. We'll see if anyone can get a last second cap. It doesn't look like it. I think this is how this half is going to end. So the Snow Angles take a 2-0 lead in the first half of overtime.
It's a nice half for Snow Angles. Last season in the playoffs, my team, I think we went triple overtime in the playoffs on Willow. And you definitely start feeling it as the overtimes go along and it's tight. So it's good to get off to a nice start as the overtime goes so you're not pressing as you continue.
Yeah, and my scoreboard does not have room for overtimes, so I'll just have to remind you as many times as I can that 2-0 lead for the
No
Snow
angles.
Angles as we head into the second half of this overtime. I can actually put up a little something to make it perhaps a little bit easier.
Snow Angles in that 5-minute half won 6 of the 8 power ups. And out of their 6 power ups, they got 4 tag pros. And there was 1 tag pro for Roman swipes. So a little bit of tag pro luck for Snow Angles, but not too much compared to the amount of pups that they got. They're going in. Oh, Kami says this is a test.
Okay,
They're testing. They even changed the team names to test.
yeah. I guess that doesn't end up with an EU, but yep. So looks like we're just testing things out. Hopefully, everyone's ping can get a little bit better.
Ping has been fine, which is weird. I told you before that I was having some issues
Yeah.
before the game, but during the game it's been fine.
Yeah, I think it depends for me. I think my ping's been fine, but I don't know. Perhaps considering switching to other Dallas server, but interesting. We're seeing in chat, Exile just said, if it's just me, I'll sub. So that would be interesting if Catalyst came in to perhaps sub, trying to bring back for the last couple of minutes.
Catalyst, he is in the group. Catalyst is good, but he's definitely a different player than Exile. I think Catalyst is more. His strength is more in base, and Exile is more out of base. And I think Exile is a little better at getting power ups and that kind of stuff. We played. I don't know if you played. Might have been filling in for you, but we had Catalyst fill in on our XLTP team for a decent amount of games, and he stepped up pretty huge. So he definitely has the skills to compete. In minors, it's not a huge step backwards if they have to take Exile out. But like I said, it's just they're very different players.
Yeah, so it does look like Exile is going to stay in this game. Catalyst, I do think one of his strengths, he doesn't quite have the mechanics that Exile has, I don't think, but I think one of his strengths is communication. He does very well with the
Yes.
power-ups. He does well in base, like you said. And certainly power-ups have been an issue for the Roman swipes this half. That's certainly
Yeah.
why they lost the second half of this game. But they will keep Exile in, it looks like.
I'm sure
As
Catalyst will be ready to hop in.
yes, they'll be ready for a hot sub if needed.
It's always difficult to sub yourself out in playoffs because of lag.
Yeah.
Actually, in the Super Bowl in season 6, the first half, I was like having the worst lag, and we had a sub ready to go, and I actually left, and I think I refreshed, and our sub as Frozen gets out past 3 pretty quickly. Messi does well on OD, but I gave it like one more refresh, and our sub was actually in the game for like half a second, and my ping turned back, and I was like, all right, I'm not leaving, staying in. You just fight to stay in. You don't play 7 weeks to leave just because your ping
Yeah.
doesn't want to agree with you.
Certainly a terrible feeling when there's not much you can do usually about your ping. But regardless, we are in. This is half number 2 of overtime. We're fine, but the nice bomb is going to be past 3 beast mode in good position though. It is the Roman swipes who are on the back foot. As we mentioned, they're down 2-0 in this half. They need 2 caps to a 2-cap swing really to force perhaps a second overtime or maybe come back and win this game.
There's a tag pro win for Roman swipes.
Yep, that's big for them. They had the one I think the one tag pro last time, but Now a chance with the Type Pro lead, but they'll need a reset. And it's not coming yet. Prism, he's gonna stay alive. He even has a chance for the cap. Not quite there though.
Nice
Good
play
kiss
from
though.
Prism though.
Yeah,
Good
nice
hold
play.
to make sure that the tag pro doesn't hurt you.
Yep, and then a full reset, so now a minute and a half already gone in the second overtime period. Still a lot of work cut out for the Roam Swipes if they're going to come back in this game. Frozen gets out again. Seems like Roam Swipes not able to keep the flag in base. And they'll need the resets if they're going to have any shot of winning this game. Oh, and Prism's playing anti-sleepy.
Dangerous.
Yeah, Frozen, he's just going to stay alive. Ooh, but he doesn't go for the power-up. He might have had a chance to win the Type Pro. Instead, his team does pick up one Type Pro. It's one for either side now, one for Beast Mode and one for Refined. Looks like both like yours need to stay alive, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
Messi goes for a big
for that.
snipe.
Nice
Oh
job.
my goodness, great job from Messi. That's what you need to go for when you're down by 2. Not much time left, and he hits it.
They made the play. It was big.
In the clutch, and now just a one-cap game. About halfway through now, Squeeb's gonna be out. Ooh, nice boost from Frozen to hold on to the regrab chain, but Messi with a nice solo there.
Messi's making plays. We'll see if he can finish it off.
Yeah, he's trying to put his team on his back. Ooh, but again, Frozen getting out of base.
Easy for snow angles.
Yeah, they're just getting out of base pretty easily with these rub grabs. Power-ups are spawning. Looks like both go over to the Roman Swipes, but no Type Bros, one rolling and one juke.
This can take his time here. There's no need to push it in.
That's true. But yeah, but then just like that, the reset, unfortunately, Messi, nice bomb, he's going to be passed to. Ooh, Frozen this time can't get out of base, somehow still alive. 2v2 blocks opportunity. Oh, he's not going to go for it. I'm not sure about that one. It was certainly a tough ask for the split blocks.
Nice boost, though, off the corner.
Oh, it tries to go straight in, doesn't quite have it.
I don't think it was there, to be honest.
Yeah. Beast Mode try to rush it straight in, can't get through all 4, though. But the regrab chain's alive. See if Snow Angles ever choose to play anti or no.
Might hold for pups.
Yeah, see if you can try it. Nice snipe from Frozen. And they have a return. Oh no, bad boost from Squeeb in Beast Mode with Messi again on anti. And they get a tag pro. Tie game. Exile. Does he have the rug grab on Prism? He's still alive at least. Doesn't quite have the boost, but the tag pro's gonna get.
Though.
Yep, that's good. 2 kills. Kamikaze, he should be able to have this. Surely he takes his time. Refined snipes. Not in time. Oh my goodness, that was scary. But now 30 seconds to go. Roman Swipes somehow in the lead again after being down after the first half of overtime. Frozen with another nice grab. Does he have the boost?
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't. Unbelievable. Exiled just barely by a pixel. Catches him. Only one, maybe 2 chances left with 15 seconds to go. Refined, he's not going to have it. They need to grab it real quick. Squeeb, he's going to be out. He's past Kamikaze. Boost's going to spawn for him, but it's 3 OD, 4 in front. Kamikaze's just going to sit on that boost. He needs it, though, now. He doesn't have enough time, and that's not going to do it. The Roman Swipes come back and take game number 1 over the Snow Angles in overtime.
I'm pulling up the EU now. I want to see how late that first cap they got was, to see how, like, the time frame that they scored all those caps.
Yeah.
So they scored those caps from 2 minutes and 8 seconds, 2 minutes and 18 seconds. So basically halfway through that half, they were down by 2, and then they scored 3 caps and completely swung it. Power ups were completely flipped that half. Roman Swipes got 6 out of 8. So they flipped that exactly, and they got 3 tag pros. Snow Angles, 1 tag pro.
You have the power-ups do it once again, and game number 1. A big upset. I mean, the Snow Angles were leading, or sorry, were favored in this game, and after Roman Swipes had a really nice half 1, they came back. Snow Angles with the momentum, take the lead, pretty dominant lead, really, even halfway through half number 2 of overtime. But the Roman Swipes pull it off, keep their win streak now up to 6 games.
Yeah. Now game 2 is going to move over to Snow Angle's pick, which is MERALD. On MERALD this season, Snow Angles went 1-1. Like I said, they lost big to Chennai in week 1, lost by 7, and then they won against Bubble Balls in week 7 by 8 caps. And Roamin Swipes actually went 2-0 on MERALD, so they might enjoy that Snow Angles picked MERALD. The Roamin Swipes won by 2 against Ball Guys, and then they won by 3 against Chennai in week 7. So a lot of wins from both teams, 3-1 combined on MERALD this season.
Yep, so this will yeah, so both teams seem to be, you'd expect to be pretty happy with this map, but it was the choice of the Snow Angles. That first map was the choice of the Roamin Swipes, and they do eventually take it after 30 full minutes of play. They needed every minute of it.
Yes.
But we'll see if the Snow Angles now can come back and win their choice of map.
Another interesting piece of this matchup is when you consider the captains for these teams. You have Frozen for Snow Angles and Beast Mode for Roamin Swipes. But Frozen was considered the best captain and only got 95 tag coins going into the draft. And Beast Mode was considered the worst captain going into the draft and got 165 tag coins. So a little juxtaposition there between the two captains.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly some different, because of the disparity in captain skill and what resulted with the tag coin adjustments, there's also pretty big disparity in like what the expectations for these teams. I think a lot of teams thought the Roamin Swipes would be at the bottom of the leaderboard. Didn't really expect them to make the playoffs. Through the first half of the season, they seem to be right, where they're proving all those haters correct. But they recover now, and now just one win away from making the Foci 4.
And they're one of, I haven't checked all of the teams, but they have to be one of very few teams that have kept roughly, I mean, we said Catalyst played a game or two here and there, but they've kept their 4 throughout the whole season. Their drafted players were Messi, Exile, and Kamikaze to go along with Beast Mode as the captain, and they have that going into the playoffs. So there can't be that many teams that have kept their same foursome the whole season.
There have been quite a number of changes to these rosters, to a number of rosters with majors drops and just all sorts of changes. But yeah, I don't know how many other teams have been as consistent. Maybe the Young Hotties have also kept their team, but certainly a big difference between these two. With the Roamin Swipes being so consistent and the Snow Angles with so many different roster changes, seemingly every week with a different one.
Yeah, and I think a good thing for Roamin Swipes is they're all super active. As you know, I've been kind of keeping track of the individual players' ELOs throughout the season, and just from last week to this week, foursome of the Roamin Swipes have played 156 TPM games. To not all great results, they've as a team have dropped 465 ELO points. Negative 544 of those are from Kami himself. But they're super active. Kami himself has played 76 games since last week.
Wow.
And if you look at Snow Angles, Refined is the only one that has played this past week, and he's only played 12 games, and he's gone down 100 points. So I think that kind of just consistent play, whether it's with your team or just in TPM, can kind of get you back on track as the season goes along. Because like you said, they haven't made any changes. So it's just that they're probably playing a lot more than other teams throughout the season. And I can see that in the TPM stats because there's no real stats anywhere to say who's scrimming or not. But this team is definitely an active team.
Yep, and we are now underway. Game number 2 here on MERALD.
Another fast-paced map where it's quick base to base.
Yep, this map is the choice of the snow angles. The Roman swipes had the choice of map number 1, which was Jardim. Couple of grabs. Ooh, a spike from Refined, and Messi's gonna have a handoff. Interesting corner. Did he mean to run into that corner? I think he lagged into it.
Or did he just want you to think he lagged into it?
Too embarrassing. Just have to refresh. Oh yeah, it's totally lag, guys. No, I think I lagged there too. Actually, Messi can't quite get to the boost that time. But Roman swipes have had a couple of good opportunities for grabs. Can't quite get out of base yet. It looks like all 8 players. No, Kamikaze gonna go for the grab instead of the power up. And both power ups now go over to the snow angles, a rolling bump and a juke juice.
Oh, maybe Messi is lagging. Oh, Catalyst is in.
Catalyst is actually in now. Messi decides it's too much for him, can't quite play,
Right.
and Squeeb.
We believe you now, Messi.
Yeah, Squeeb takes advantage of the brief 3v4 to bring in the first cap of the game, and the lead for the snow angles. But Beast Mode right away takes it back.
So I think Roman swipes will call that a wash.
Yeah. Certainly a bit unfortunate to be
Oh no.
Oh my Kami. He would have been past 2. Certainly unfortunate.
Yeah.
Certainly unfortunate where you know, the other team's just sort of taking advantage of 3v4. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's how the game goes sometimes, but
yeah.
And powers spawning. Ooh, nice tag pro win for Beast Mode. Just gets in ahead. First tag pro of the game, but we're fine with the juke juice. Gets out of base pretty easily on the other side.
Fine. Hopefully, should be able to hold enough to not have this tag pro hurt him with the juke juice.
Yep. Yeah, I think he's just gonna hold it out. They go for the tag pro kill. Tag pro flaccid really, or he just grabs so he can spawn in base with it and get the handoff. That works out. Good kiss from Kamikaze now. If they can keep the reset, the Roman swipes.
Ooh.
Not quite. Ooh, frozen. He's not going to be out though. Now it's Prism trying to come into base. He's passed a few. Oh, I thought Prism.
The Roman swipes almost got caught up in tunnel 1 up there.
Yeah. A few of them in there. Now Refine's past 4, boosts right in. Retakes the lead for the snow angles. Power's respawning. Another tag pro now, going over to Exile. But a juke juice, I guess, yes, the same as last time where the tag pro goes over to the Roman swipes, but the juke juice trying to cancel it out for the snow angles.
Ooh. Tag pro and the FC kind of got lost there.
Yeah, they got disconnected, perhaps.
Oh, and then he gets spawned underneath them.
Yeah. Perhaps a bit of miscommunication. Weren't really sure which direction they were going there.
There's been a lot of non-drop pops already this game, it feels like.
Yeah, Emeralds or Meralds is certainly a map for it. All the gates, all the time. That's one of the big things. If you can minimize the amount of times you get gated, it's a big difference.
Has had a couple kills as well.
Yeah.
There's another gate.
We're fine with that gate. He's going to be past 2. Pretty good position on OD though. And Frozen, oh, I think he could have gone for the bottom power up though, with Prism's help. Instead it's a tag pro, this time going over to the Roman swipes. Again, going over to the Roman swipes, I think I should say. See if they can get a reset with it. Prism gets around Catalyst and saves the cap.
As we said, Catalyst is good at power-ups, and he's definitely racking up power-ups already. Had the tag pro there to give his team a chance, but couldn't quite work it out.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Roman swipes, they've had a couple of opportunities with these powers, but they haven't been able to capitalize on them. If we're talking about power-ups too, I think if you look at some of the stats, Refined is really up there. He's one of the highest, you know, power percentage in minors. Oh my goodness, Frozen. Gets through the gate. Prism, I get, oh, he's...
Oh no.
Unlucky. And the tag bro
Another
runs
tag
into the
pro.
gate. But
Goes for a fine
Kamikaze's
this time.
out. Shouldn't be able to cap. Should be tag pros gonna get Prism out of base. And a bit calmer now. Teams, getting out of base pretty easily, but not really many opportunities. Of course, as I say, Refine's gonna try to boost straight in, goes right between the blocks. Great boost. And takes a 3-1 lead. I think that's also just like there's such a small window there, and there's no way you could have seen it all the way through, but takes advantage of it, I should say, and makes it a 3-1 game. Oh, nice bomb from Squeeb. Frozen not gonna be able to get past beast mode though. Again, two tag pros, or not again two tag pros, but again some tag pros. This time one for either side. It's Refined and beast mode. Refine gets the grab out of base first with leading Prism. Past one, see if Catalyst goes for the snipe, doesn't. Beast mode goes Flag Pro, that's a little bit dangerous, as now he needs to stay alive, but he does get out of base.
Whoa. Whoa. He almost died 2 or 3 times there before he actually
finally
died.
dies, and now it's Exile who needs to stay alive for a long time. Refined will get the solo. Big return there from Refined. And the lead is extended for the snow angles, and Sleepy's trying to extend it even more. That's Frozen. He should just... Why doesn't he just go by Frozen? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But he will cap it, makes it 5-1 now.
It's kind of the reverse of the first game.
Yeah.
Roman Swipes took, I don't know if it was 4 caps, it might have been just 3 caps, but took a big lead in the first half. And we'll see if we keep the reverse up, if Roman Swipes can inch their way back.
Yeah. Of course, it is the Snow Angles. They're the ones who need to win this map. If they don't, their season is done. But certainly looking pretty good on it so far. Taking a 4 cap lead with a couple of minutes left now in half number 1. In general, I would say this map is still relatively easy to have comebacks, though not quite as easy as Jardim.
Yes, for sure. There's a lot more opportunity if you're winning to just get the flag and just hold it. Where on Jardim, it's harder to like hide because it's so small.
Yeah, as the hot sub will come back, Messi decides, my team's down by 4. I can't sit out any longer. He thinks his lag's good enough. Comes back into the game as Kados will be subbed back out. But as they do it, 2 Juke Juices go over to the Snow Angles as Frozen's gonna get out of base past 2 very easily.
Yeah, Refine got 2 gate kills there as he was on regrab.
Yep, and a good chance still for Frozen as Juke Juice runs out. He's gonna push Prism into the return and make it 6-1. So far this bringing back in Messi not able to make a difference yet, but I think he just wasn't happy sitting on the sideline. He thought maybe he could make a difference and maybe give him some momentum heading into half number 2. Refine's out again. He's past 2.
It was a good bomb to get a grab from Refine.
Yeah. Final round of power-ups of this half. Another tag pro over to Exile, and it's a rolling bomb for Messi. So it's a pretty good combination if they're trying to get another cap or 2 before this half ends. They do have the handoff to the rolling bomb on the flag. Messi's going to bring it in. Still intact. Exile's a little bit out of position with his tag pro. If they can get the return on Prism. Oh, the sack almost works out Prism.
Oh, no.
Beast mode. Okay. I think Prism actually could have held down and got past Beast mode.
Yeah. Prism might have had a better chance to escape than he gave himself there.
Yeah. He didn't expect Beast mode to bite so hard.
Yeah.
But regardless,
it's like what they say in pubs, is where sometimes it's harder to juke people in pubs because they make such a poor or unexpected decision.
Yeah.
But it worked out there for beast mode.
Last few seconds, see if Kami tries to push it in. Bomb pushes him away, and that will end half number 1 on MERALD. 6-2 is the lead for the Snow Angles.
definitely a nice win for Snow Angles after losing in overtime and kind of blowing the game, basically, in OT. Nice to land on your feet going into game 2.
Yep, they sort of needed that to calm down, resettle. Still, all they need is to win these 2 games. It's a tough loss with a comeback in game 1 overtime, but
Yeah, power-ups in that half were 12-6 for Snow Angles. Refined himself got 6 power-ups, as many as Roman Swipes did as a team. I know that's one of the big kind of issues. Is this a real game? People are coming in and out. I assume it is.
I think it is. They didn't say anything about testing, so it looks like they're just getting underway very quickly. I'm not quite ready.
They were refreshing for power-up spawns.
Okay, there we go. We're into half number 2 with absolutely no break. But that's
Yeah.
okay. That's good, because we all have our own bedtimes.
And that was a 4-cap win for Snow Angles coming into half 2 here.
Yep, so a pretty solid lead. Of course, anything can happen in 10 minutes. But the Snow Angles sitting in pretty good position, hoping to force game number 3 on Dash if it gets that far. And Refined, he's out of base again. Can't hit the boost though.
Refine's already waiting for power-ups. He got 6 last time and getting addicted to the power-ups.
Yep, he's trying to, he does get it. He picks up the tag, bro. And, should give...
Oh,
unfortunate spawn. Forces him into the grab. I think he just wants to die. He's trying to get himself returned. But he can't. Instead, he's just gonna have the flag. Ooh, and Type runs out. Unfortunate timing. And the Roman Swipes Exile was playing anti, so a chance for Messi very briefly if they can get frozen here. Not quite in time. And Prism's gonna be
Fine played anti there. Got them a reset.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm doing the entire game. If I am Snow Angles. Entire game.
I don't know. That's a little too much parking the bus for me. I mean, it's only anti, and in today's meta, anti is you play it almost all the time anyway, so I suppose. But yeah, we'll see another couple of tag pros, this time one for either side. But a better chance for the Roman Swipes now. See if they can get a cap to bring it back a little bit closer. Exile trying to lead in. Messi, but he gets gated from Refined. And that's going to give a good opportunity for the Snow Angles to get out of base. And Frozen will be able to do just that. So far, pretty quiet half, a quarter of the way through this half, and no score, and really not too many opportunities. Prism has one now, though, in the block. Oh, it's
wow.
just enough. And that'll extend the lead even further. Now 5-cap lead for the Snow Angles. Ooh, that boost block splits the uprights right between the OD players.
It's a 5-cap game now for Snow Angles.
Yep, 5 caps in just over 6 minutes. Kami actually goes 3-0 for just a second there. So they have the 2 juke juices. Yeah, that was an impressive snipe. And I guess he got sniped and then gated. And now Refine's trying to come into place. The blocks are so solid from Squeeb and Prism. They had them for days. And the lead extends even further.
Yeah, Prism and Squeeb are definitely a prevent happy pairing, which also leads to good blocks. And we've seen that a couple times now, where just they absolutely move the OD completely out of the way.
Yep. Oh my goodness, Squeeb with a mind read of Beast Mode doesn't expect him to walk right through the gate. Beast Mode didn't expect Squeeb, that is. And they had another opportunity for the Snow Angles, but couldn't quite capitalize. But still now a very tall order if the Roman Swipes are going to come back in this game. Oh, I think they needed that one to have any chance. Two
Yeah, you
1
gotta get
blocks.
one pretty soon just to get some good vibes going.
Yeah. Oh, Messi with a nice grab though, right around and very quickly past 3. Prism actually misses the boost and he should be able to. Oh no, the boost actually from
Yeah,
behind pushes him
I
away.
don't know if he did that on purpose or not, but him dying there worked out pretty well.
Yep, it works out, and nothing is going the way of the Roman Swipes in this game. Messi's gonna get returned, and Prism's gonna make it a 7-cap lead now.
I remember a situation like this happening to my team way back in the day, and you have a thought if you're on Roman swipes of do you let the other team run up the score and kind of like just lose
Yeah, just
like
get
their
complacent.
mental place? Yeah, complacent, that's the word. Going into game 3, or oh wow,
Oh
Prism,
my goodness.
or are you worried that you losing by 10 or 12 caps and a half and they're just going to ride the momentum and your team is going to be the one
Yeah.
that loses their train of thought?
Yeah, certainly I think even the Roman Swipes will agree that they can't win this one. At this point now, they do get 1 cap. Makes it only a 7-cap game. Um, but with just 4 minutes to go, I think they're sort of already checked out, already trying to sort of mentally prepare for that game number 3.
Yeah, you do want to get a cap or two just to see your team cap, just to have that in your mind going into the third game. But obviously, the plus minus here doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
If you're going to lose, there's no difference between losing by 1 and losing by 20.
Messi coming in, Prism, unfortunately, well, fortunately for him, unfortunately for the Roman Swipes, they're on OD. The block wasn't quite in place from Exile. And Prism again gets out. I feel like Kamikaze could have played that better, could have contained. And it seems like, even now where it seems like the caps don't really matter, they're having these chances, the Roman Swipes, and they're just not capitalized. The one cap they did get took them a long time to finally finish it off, and they're giving up caps pretty easily. Sort of just bleeding them away.
And this isn't even a map that they did poorly on in the regular season. They actually had a better record than Snow Angles on Emerald in the regular season. So it's not something that Roman swipes would have expected coming into the game.
Yeah, I think the other mental thing heading into game 3 is sort of the communication. One of the most common things is that when people are losing by a lot, they just stop talking, and then it's sort of just this awkward where no one's really making any noise, no one wants to say anything, and so you have to sort of mentally be able to reset and say, okay, for this game number 3, communication is really important. We're back at 0-0. Of course, we're not there yet. Still a couple minutes left in this game just to finish it off. But they will be at 0-0 heading into game number 3 on Dash. And, you got to think of it just sort of back like game number 1 before this game even started. It doesn't matter what happened in this last game. We're only focused on the next one.
Yeah, and you hope that it's not lag issues. We haven't seen anybody refresh or leave the game in this half, which is good. But you hope that that's not what has kind of brought about their demise here, is that even if Messi or whoever isn't lagging right now, that it's in their head or they're still pissed off that Messi had to leave and it may or may not have cost them a cap there early on. You hope that that's not what might have caused the issues.
Yep. Yeah, so hopefully everyone's at their top form, no injuries, so to speak. No one's on the injured reserve, the COVID list. I don't know.
Yeah.
As this looks like it's going to be another cap for Frozen with about a minute to go here. But of course, I mean, what a split from Messi there. We sort of, we've talked about it now. Both teams are probably sort of checked out. We're sort of checked out of this game. I don't know what's happening. But all in
There you
all,
go.
a nice cap from Messi there. But
It's
all in
like
all,
I said, it's good to see your team get a cap,
yeah,
even if you're gonna lose by 10.
yeah. All in all, this is a very tense matchup. We're heading into game number 3, winner
Yeah,
take all in the playoffs. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better matchup.
and it'll be interesting on Dash too. I haven't seen too much of Dash this season, but I think it can definitely make for a good game 3. A little bit different than both Emerald and Jardim in games 1 and 2.
Yep, it's a bit of a different map. Still fast paced.
Yes.
And they have made a couple changes to it since it's a change from Rush in previous seasons. But as the clock finally ticks down, the final score of this half will be 7-3, making it on aggregate, wow, 13-5.
Wow.
I didn't even realize it got such a big difference. But yeah, so Snow Angles, after very closely losing game number 1, come back with a vengeance in game number 2. And we are headed to game number 3 on Dash. I should post the link again in
Yeah, that's probably
on
a good idea.
Discord. Let's see. I need to
So,
exit because it didn't exit.
Snow Angles were actually the team that quote unquote picked Dash. They picked Dash kind of by default. On Dash in the regular season, Snow Angles were 2-0. They beat Bottle Otters and they beat Picurious. Bottle Otters by 1 cap, Picurious by 2 caps. On Dash in the regular season, Roamin Swipes were 1-1. They beat Mumble Cappers by 3, and they lost to Bottle Otters by 1. So there is a common opponent on Dash this season. Snow Angles beat Bottle Otters by 1. Roman Swipes lost to Bottle Otters by 1.
Interesting. And I believe that they chose this map. The other choice was Cedar, going back to the pick ban. So that's a bit of an interesting decision. I guess I think you said the Snow Angles actually did not too bad on Cedar earlier in
Yeah,
the season, but
both teams were actually 2-0 with a plus minus of +7 on Cedar this season.
interesting. So maybe they just didn't feel comfortable on it. Maybe they thought the Roman Swipes would be hoping for Cedar as well. Um, but let's see. We will be headed into game number 3 in just a second. Both captains are going to take a second. And let's see. I'll post the link. In Discord again.
I think from a viewer perspective, Dash is definitely a more interesting map than Cedar. I think, in my opinion. Cedar seems a bit slow. Dash can be slow to start, but once the flags start getting on a base, it's definitely more faster paced.
Also, as Fender just posted in mLTP General, Prism that last half had 4 caps, 2 minutes and 47 of prevent, and on just 9 grabs. So
Wow.
on top of that, five power up. So pretty insane half there from Prism. But we are headed into game number 3 on Dash. The link is now posted. I think I'm ready. Am I ready? Who knows?
Prism is probably Exile might be another one, but Prism is probably the only one in minors who has played majors offense and defense before. I feel like that has to be true.
Interesting.
I don't know who else. Maybe Frozen, I guess. I don't know if he's played offense. Majors. I wasn't around when he was majors on like that TC Jukes team. I'm not sure if he played O or D.
Yeah. I'm still looking for games, so I'm going back to group. Yeah, okay. Come back to group. They're waiting for us.
Okay. Yeah, Prism this season he doesn't have full minutes, so he's not at the top of any of the like counting stats leaderboards, but he actually is number 7 in plus minus for the season, which
Interesting.
on limited minutes compared to other people in the league is kind of a good feat. And you can tell that, I mean, we saw it in week 1 when he wasn't on the team, how bad Snow Angles looked, and then he came in, and obviously with his plus minus, the season being very high, has helped turn this team around.
Yeah, Prism is an interesting case. He was away from Tiger for a long time. He played majors a long time ago, and then last season comes in and goes to NLTP and wins a Nooper pretty easily with with a bunch
Yeah.
of other older players, and then pretty surprisingly doesn't get drafted to minors initially after that win, but you know, in his short stint in novice this season, did very well and pretty quickly got picked up as Messi has a good chance to come in. Nice return from Kamikaze, gets the solo. First cap of game number 3 on Dash, goes over to the Roamin swipes.
It's a good start for those guys. Yeah, Prism actually got picked. He was picked 3rd overall in the DEP snake draft by Itsy Bitsy. Then was traded, or Itsy Bitsy gave up right of first refusal or whatever they want to term it, but he was able to get picked up by Frozen and Snow Angles as Prism is going to have a tag pro lead here,
Oh, but
but
he
Beast
can't
Mode
get the return.
saves it from behind.
Yeah, it was a good opportunity with the tag pro lead from Prism there. Unfortunately, couldn't get the final return. But 1 cap lead then, still over to the Roman swipes.
I think it'll be a.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go for it.
Okay, well, I was just this map Dash. The main difference, as I'm sure all the viewers know by now, is that there's these 2 mid boosts. That's the difference between this one and Rush, and so that gives more opportunities for catching up and also for capping. Messi elects not to come into base. He had an opportunity to go for the cap, instead waits for the power up. Not gonna matter. He gets the cap anyway with the rolling bomb still intact.
Kind of 4v3 there too. So
Yeah.
Roman Swipes got the return lag cap that they gave up last game. I was gonna say, I think it's gonna be a key on Dash here. So the bases are relatively easy to keep the flag in base. I think. I don't want to say relatively easy, but it's
Oh no. Unfortunate. I think it might have been a boost spawn there.
It's relatively easy to keep the flag in base when you're settled. Prism and Squeeb are super good at prevent. But I think it'll be important for Roman Swipes to keep the flag out once they get it out.
As
It's Frozen
Frozen
with a nice grab and goes all the way in for the cap.
Yep, he comes into base, gets the first cap on the board of this game for the Snow Angles. Getting over the hump as power-ups are spawning. It's a rolling bomb. Exile, can't give it over. Squeeb muscles him to the boost. Rolling bomb still intact. Oh, and risky boost from Squeeb. He gets the defusal, but he can't keep the flag in base 1v2 against the rolling bomb. So Prism can't get the cap. See if... Oh, I kind of want Prism to try to boost Refine there into the return, but...
That would have been nice.
We'll see who goes for anti-Kamikaze going for it. But Snow Angle is not electing to hold on to anti, at least not right now. Now that they have someone spike, they'll try to spawn on it. Squeeb does get a return on beast mode. Opportunity now if Refine can catch Messi, but good block there from Kamikaze. And I don't know about that kiss. I think it was Messi who really went in for it, but that's just giving the other team a reset.
Ended up not really hurting them, but Refine's going to get a grab as power-ups come up. Messi will give up the grab for the power-up.
Yep, it's just a rolling bomb for him and a tag pro that looks like Prism's going to win. Kamikaze's going to spike though. Nice double boost from Prism, gets a return and the double kill. Essentially, snipes for the defuse and then right there for the return. Unfortunately, beast mode able to come in on OD to get the return on Refined. Frozen. Ooh, nice move with the block from Squeeb. Can he get to the boost? He avoids the snipe from Exile. Oh, and he has the boost spawn. That should be a cap. It is. Great play from Frozen there to get the cap. And Squeeb trying to follow it up.
Seems like he's had the flag a lot more than... Oh, never mind.
Oh my goodness.
I was going to say, it seems like he has the flag a lot more than Snow Angles might want, but then he makes that play, so...
Yeah.
I won't say anything about Squeeb on offense anymore.
A big combination ties up the game. Dangerous from Refined. He doesn't boost red at the flag, but he still holds on to the return. But just like that, tie game as a 2-cap train for the Snow Angles. Makes it 3-3 about halfway through this game now, and another chance. Block from Exile, or block from Refined. Oh, but Beast Mode. Refined tried to go for the switch block, but he couldn't switch in time. Squeeb again, Exile just barely on OD to save that cap.
I think Frozen might have had that. I think he took a little while taking that boost off the wall. He might be disappointed when he looks back at that.
Yeah, that's tough. Two very close opportunities, but you can't think about it too much right now as Frozen's trying to come in for another one again.
Oh, no.
Just barely. I think Messi actually bumped Kamikaze into it to save it. So Roamin Swipes holding on to this tie game just by the skin of their teeth.
Power-ups are getting a bit separated. It's at like 5-second difference now. So it'll be interesting to see if it gets longer, not from that spawn, but if it gets longer as it goes on.
Yeah. You can almost chain them as Kamikaze with his tag from the top tried to help out bottom, but it wasn't quite in time as Prism picks up the Juke Juice. Ooh, a nice job from Prism there. Just keeping basically 3D, and with the Juke Juice was able to handle the Tag Pro D or Tag Pro lead.
Nice block from Frozen.
Frozen 1v1 on Exile. Ooh, Exile does get the best of him this time. He might have had it there for a second. I think he did, but...
I think that's still a good play there from Frozen to dance around like that. It at least got Refined there for one to possibly get like a nice rub block, but it also gave Refined a chance to grab, which ended up not working out. But just to keep the defense from like truly settling down.
Yep, and as power spawn again, it's a Juke Juice for Exile. And again, almost able to chain them, but Prism again gets the bottom power up. This time it's a Tag Pro. Oh, and
Prism
he
has
saves
6 power-ups.
already.
6 power-up rounds into the half.
And good chance for a cap. He should have it. Kamikaze can't quite get the return, and Snow Angles will take their first lead of this game under the Tag Pro from Prism. And it's a 4-3 game.
Prism has 20 tags.
Wow. Prism,
2 minutes left.
Yep. When his team needs him, he steps up a big half last time. Of course, his team was probably going to win anyway, but still. And then a really good showing so far, and it's only 8 minutes into this game. Still got 12 more to go. See if he can keep it up. Power-ups will be spawning soon. Messi goes for the grab. He's going to be past 3, and Frozen's busy going for the power, but good OD from Refined. So Tag Pro top, see if they can fight for it. Frozen will eventually able to win it. Prism with another power up. This time it's a rolling bomb though.
I'll say it again. Squeeb has had the flag a lot. It does feel a little bit weird. Like, led the entire league in prevent. Normally he's the one who you wouldn't want giving the flag to, just so you can have him back on defense, if nothing else.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a bit of a chaotic game. You know, a few times where it seems like there's just been left one person on D for a little bit. And this will happen a lot.
Maybe he just knows Prism has the hot hand, so he's like, Prism, you stay back. You got it.
Well, he certainly does have the hot hand. We got about a minute left in this half. Refine's just holding. See if he goes for a... Can hold on for a power-up. Nice snipe from Kamikaze. And actually, the top power did get delayed last time, so
yeah, the
certainly won't be able to
flipped.
change. Yeah. I think that was another sweep. Was that another... Yeah, that's 8 now for Prism. And in the Tag Pro from Squeeb, see if he can get the return. He has the lead for Frozen. They just need a return. Refine's going to come off, regrab for it. But Beast Mode is smart enough to run back. Just try to hold on. and hold out that Tag Pro lead.
Yeah, Beast did well there. Oh,
Almost bumped by his teammate into the spike. Oh, and this time it's Prism that bumps his teammate into the kill. Roamin Swipes see if they can get a cap in the final seconds of this half, try to tie up the game heading into half number 2. Kamikaze with the last chance most likely. Just about 10 seconds left. I think they'll just be content to head into half number 2. And that will be the end of this half. Prism, as we mentioned, on top of the leaderboard, 8 power-ups. There are only 18 power-ups in the entire game, and 8
yeah,
of
there are
them
only
went to Prism.
There are only 9 power-up rounds. So there was only one round that he didn't get a power-up.
Yeah. So Prism, a great showing from him, 21 tags, 8 power-ups, and with that, his team has the 1 cap lead heading into perhaps the final 10 minutes of this match. Of course, you never know. Could see another overtime.
This is definitely an interesting game, though, so far. Definitely more interesting than half 2, or game 2, excuse me.
Yeah, certainly glad to see it. A very tight matchup. Game 1, very exciting. Game 2, Snow Angels just ran away with it. But the Roamin Swipes aren't going to give up that easy. They're not going to roll over after that loss. But they still have to make a bit of a comeback as they're now down by 1 heading into half number 2 of game 3.
We saw when we were streaming Roamin Swipes, and I think it was week 6, that they were down by 1 going into the last minute or so of one of their games, and they got 2 caps in the last minute, 1. So kind of like what we saw in game 1 here, actually. So Roamin Swipes has definitely proven that they can come up clutch, and they're only down by 1 here. So there's definitely the opportunity for them to show out and come back.
Yep, and we are into game now. We're about to get underway. The final half, perhaps, of this map. I mean, it's pretty late. We've been going for an hour and a half now. It's 11:30. We're almost into tomorrow.
Yeah.
But regardless, the Snow Angles trying to put on the finishing touches, trying to hold on to their slim lead in this final half. Frozen with the handoff to Refine. He's just barely out. Exile's right on his tail. Oh, but he has the boost and ends up kissing Messi somehow. A nice grab from Frozen to hold on to the regrab train. Good corner. He's past 2. The blocks are there. Oh, but he doesn't have the momentum. He can't go into the flag, and Kamikaze's gonna get out of base. I think JJ's having some internet issues, so hopefully we can get him back
right
soon.
now.
Okay. But as the first round of power-ups are about to come underway, we'll see if teams go for them. It's 1v1 win for Frozen. Wins the Tag Pro for the Snow Angles, but it's a Juke Juice for Exile on the Roamin Swipes, and he should be able to get the return. I think just has the lock onto Refined.
I am back.
Awesome.
Prism spikes.
Kamikaze goes right into the kiss there, a bit interesting. He probably could have gone for a cap, but maybe just wanted to keep the regrab chain alive instead. Beast Mode Prism goes far out for it, so it's 2v2 blocks. It's Frozen in pretty good position, and Prism recovers to pick up the return.
Yeah, there was decent blocks there from, I think it was Refined and Exile. But just having the third guy there coming from behind saved the cap.
Beast Mode looking to come into base now. Elects to look
No.
back. Oh, and runs into a spike. But his teammates pick up the power-ups. The Juke Juice Tag Pro combo, perhaps the best combo of any 2 power-ups in the game. They have a Tag Pro lead with Kamikaze Juke Juice on the flag carrier. Prism just waiting on the boost.
All of the boosts.
He avoids a couple. Now he's past 3. This should be a cap. They just need to block Squeeb from the top. And Kamikaze will tie up this game.
All because of the power-ups.
Yep, power-ups win games. That's what they say. I think they say that in the NFL too, but maybe
Yep.
not.
Power up.
So yeah, tie game, 7 minutes to go. Beast mode, pretty good grab. At least gets the defenders far enough away to give Messi a regrab. He has a boost to
So
work with.
what would NFL power ups be? Now you got me thinking. Like, is Tyreek Hill like a juke juice? And like Derrick Henry is a rolling bomb? What would a tag pro be?
I don't know. It's one of those
A
targeting
beast.
calls. So it's beast mode. Wow, gets in a bad grab, and gets returned. Beast mode gives the lead now to the Roman swipes. Sort of reminiscent of that overtime from game one when Snow Angles had the lead, but Roman swipes able to come back at the very end to win game number one in overtime.
Still a lot of time left though.
Yep, certainly lots of time. Over 6 minutes to go.
And Roman swipes with their first lead on, I almost said rush, on dash.
Messi, as Squeeb's busy going for power-ups, he gets the 1v1 grab, but his defense is also going for the power-up, so he can't cap. Be 2 juke juices this time for the Roman swipes. They've looked very good on power-ups this half after losing power-ups pretty badly last half.
To Prism.
Yeah, just a Prism, really. They've recovered, and oh my goodness! In beast mode, picks it up. The return comes at the perfect time, and Messi is on anti. Gives now a 2-cap lead for the Roman swipes. Kamikaze's trying to make it 3.
That was a weird bump. I don't know if I've seen that before.
Yep, and now it's the Snow Angles on the back foot. They need a reset if they want to keep their season alive. They need 2 more caps, about 5 minutes to go.
This is what we want to see in the playoffs. Game 3 coming out of the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Anybody's game.
The Snow Angles will need to recover on the power-ups if they're going to win this game, come back, and they do with the first power-up of this round as the tag bro goes over to Squeeb. Exile gets out of base, though. That is a very necessary grab. He's going to need to stay alive for a little bit. As Frozen Sting on the flag tile, the snipe.
Oh, no.
He avoids the snipe. Can Prism get the solo? No, he can't. Exile's still alive. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
What a hold from Exile. Oh, and he's still alive. He gets out of base. He's past everyone at this point. Saving the cap. That is what, just not what the Snow Angles wanted to see there. They had such a good opportunity, and it felt like even after they missed a couple times, they still had a chance for the cap, but Exile with a great hold. That was incredible.
He should have died at least 3 times there.
Yeah.
He didn't.
And with that, he was able to get a reset very briefly, but finds out of base again.
It was a risky boost by Beast.
We'll see how the power-ups come up now, as again, the Snow Angles really need to win them. They win a rolling bomb, but Kamikaze muscles Frozen for that tag pro. And that'll be probably at least 20 seconds where the Snow Angles are on the back foot, just trying to hold on to the flag is going to be refined. Kamikaze picks up a couple kills, and Messi... Yeah, Refined actually has to go for the kiss there, but now it's dangerous for Exile if he can boost past everyone. Oh, but he runs into Kamikaze, actually. Kamikaze wasn't there. He might have been past 4.
It's anti by Prism. That's what they need.
But Beast Mode's out and he's past 3. Prism is the last hope. Nice boost to stay ahead and right in the good position. And a good grab. He doesn't have the angle to the other boost, but he does still get out of base.
We hold for power-ups. That's what I'd be thinking about.
Yeah, I think that's what he's trying to do, but Beast Mode actually doesn't like to go for the power-up, and he could have won it. He could have won a 2v1 almost certainly with Exile. Instead, both power-ups going over to the Snow Angles. Unfortunately for them, no tag pros. Bit of an ambitious boost trying to come in there.
I get a cap. I would say between now and the next power-up round, like inclusive, like they can use the power-ups.
Yeah.
Waiting till the last like minute plus to get 2 caps is asking a lot.
Yeah, certainly. They still need, as you said, they still need 2 caps in the last 2 minutes or so if they're going to come back and perhaps force overtime. Big snipe from Squeeb. Oh, but he can't get the second return. He's going to stick on anti for a little bit, but see if Refine goes for a kiss here. A kiss would be good for a second now. But instead, Squeeb's going to come off and go for the return instead. They just need a reset here. They need a chance for a cap.
Yeah.
Oh, they might have it, actually.
Might happen, yeah.
Yeah,
And they
Messi
might have a good
incoming
shot
were...
ups.
Oh, but... Sleepy, yeah, Frozen goes for the pup instead, which is fine. Oh, good snipe. A couple of rolling bombs, both over to the Roamin swipes. One's handled correctly. Now both are defused. 2v2 blocks. Good chance for 5 great blocks. We've mentioned the blocks a few times from Squeeb and the Snow Angles defense, but that's 1 cap. They need 1 more. 1 minute 30 seconds to go.
No Snow Angles gave up 2 power-ups there, but both were rollings, which is about as good as you can ask for.
Yeah.
When you're losing both of the power-ups.
And Exile, with just a 1 cap lead, is going to stick on anti. Ooh, Prism just barely gets on Kamikaze, but the blocks I don't think are there. They need 1 more cap. Oh, he tries to come in now. Oh no, Beast Mode was there. And Exile with the reset, perhaps? No, Kamikaze in good position. Sort of lucky to be coming back right where he was trying.
Hasn't made a nice grab there.
Yeah.
Had no idea the boost backwards is coming though.
And the final round of power-ups. Rolling Bomb is the top one. Refined is the only one on the bottom power-up.
There it is.
Wow, he gets a Tag Pro uncontested. Unbelievable. Now can they get the Tag Pro lead? The sniper attempt from Exile. Oh, a couple spikes. Frozen just needs to take his time. No, Beast Mode with the solo. What a play from Beast Mode, and Messi's out of base as well.
Messi's just got to stay alive here.
Yeah, he's just going to try to hold. See if he can do it. The Tag Pro lead is still there. Kamikaze's going to try to snipe from behind. Oh, and he hits it. What a play. They've come up big in the final seconds. First Beast Mode.
2 Tag Pro leads.
Yeah, first Beast Mode, then Kamikaze. Still a good chance. Messi's alone on defense. Oh no,
and
a
Squeeb
spike.
with the flag.
Squeeb with the flag trying to come to base. Doesn't go for the kiss because the re-grab wasn't set up. If he's gonna die, he has to do it now.
You gotta go.
Yeah, Ref is useless. He should just go for it. Oh no, and Ref left. And that's gonna be the end. He doesn't have enough time. Oh no.
Wow.
What an ending to this game as the Roamin swipes hold on. They take this series in a couple of incredible games. Final score on aggregate is 6-5, and they'll be headed on to the Foci 4 next week.
But before, the Roamin swipes weren't thought of too highly coming into the season, and now they're in your Final 4.
Yeah, that's a tough way to go out. Squeeb, he thought he had the boost. He might have had a cap if he squeaks in beneath the spike, but instead runs into the spike and Refined. He wasn't really sure what he was supposed to be doing. He started to come off to try to help block, and then he was in position for the last chance, perhaps. And that is how the season will end for the Snow Angles.
It's a tough way to go out. Losing in overtime, winning in an absolute blowout, and then losing basically at the last second in Game 3. That's tough.
Yeah, certainly tough. You have to commend them, though, on a great season. It was a bit of a tumultuous one for the Snow Angles. They had a bunch of different of roster changes throughout the season, but in the end, couldn't quite pull off the victory. On aggregate, of course, they do have the victory, but they lose the 2 very close games. The first one in overtime, and the second one by just 1 cap on dash.
Yeah, maybe the continuity is key from Roamin swipes.
Could be. Alright, well, what an incredible set of games. It was certainly a pleasure to be able to broadcast them. I'm guessing most of the other games are done right about now. If we're thinking about this game, who's your MVP of this series, do you think?
That is tough. I think it's got to be Exile, just for that one play at the end.
Yeah.
Where he didn't die when he should have. That, what ended up being a 1 cap game ends up being an absolutely humongous play.
Yeah, Exile, he had a pretty good series, but of course, capped off by that final hold to save the cap. And really all the players at the end really made clutch plays. Beast Mode with the solo, Kamikaze with the snipe. That's incredible.
There wasn't a player on that team that didn't show up tonight. They all, I mean, maybe except for game two, but they all played their part for sure. It wasn't a one-man carry by any means.
Yep, and what more can you ask for? Great teamwork overall. Well, again, congratulations to the Roman Swipes, and good season from the Snow Angles. Unfortunately, that is the end of their sweet season. Roman Swipes will be headed to the Foci 4 next week, and I believe they do another like the top two seeds will select.
Yes.
So it's a bit unclear who they'll be playing, but that'll be determined probably by tomorrow. Um, so yeah, all in all, thank you so much for tuning in. I think we got some good viewership since I think most of the other games had ended by the time we were in Game 3. So thank you all for tuning in. I'm not sure what next week is going to be like. It sort of depends. If we have an opportunity to stream, I'd love to stream one of the two semifinal games. Um,
Absolutely.
but we'll see who's available, what teams. Maybe some teams, depending on which teams made it, they might have dedicated streamers. But hopefully we'll be back. Regardless, it was certainly a pleasure to stream this one.
Absolutely. Hopefully, we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. So yeah, to sum up, thank you all for tuning in. Roman Swipes take it in 3 games, and yep, that'll do it from us for everyone here. Thank you to JJ Poole for commentating with me. I've been Svanbach, and we'll see you next time.